Good evening, dear colleagues. Welcome to this new video. Today I'm going to present two grammar lessons of the second year English program, sequence 2, Me and My Shopping. The framework that I'm going to apply in my lesson is PPU. Of course, we have the first P, which stands for preparation, then the second P, which stands for presentation. Here you have to present the new form and the new item for your pupils. The third P stands for practice. Here you are going to provide your pupils with activities. And the last phase is called the use phase. It's an activity too, but the activity of the use phase is different from the activities of the practice phase, because here in this phase they are going to teach your pupils how to rely on themselves, how to be creative, and how to be communicative at the same time. The objective of my lesson, so by the end of the lesson my pupils will be able to give directions using ordinal numbers and imperative. Of course, I tried hard to make the link between these two items. I know, of course, when you give directions, it's you can use ordinal numbers, so here there is a common point, but I wanted to put the imperative mode in more than one context. It means that I'm going to teach my pupils how to give directions using the imperative mode, of course, and I'm going to show them that we can use the imperative mode for other contexts, and this is very important. So in the warm-up phase, I have posted recently a video in which I showed you the list of games that you can present in this phase. Here I have chosen to play the game of Find Someone Who. Of course, try to choose a game which is related to your lesson. Then I move to the preparation phase, which is going to be the first phase of your grammar lesson. Here I have integrated a listening skill in a grammar skill. I'm going to make my pupils listen to an old lady talking to a salesperson at the supermarket. Here is the script. I made it very simple, explicit and concise. Here I have introduced the items that I'm going to present in the presentation phase. We have go, turn, take, and we have second. So here I'm going to teach them the imperative form and the ordinal numbers at the same time. Then I'm going to interact with my pupils. It is very important to interact because this way you're going to pave the way to the presentation phase. You're going to make your pupils deduce what is the lesson about. So here I'm going to ask general questions about the script. Okay, where is the old lady? Who is the old lady talking to? What is she looking for? Did the salesperson show the way to the lady? Can you show me the way to the milk row? Okay, for me, can you show me? Just suppose you are, I will tell my pupils, suppose you are your salesperson and I'm an old lady. I'm looking for milk, so I'm going to ask you, can you show me the way? So they're going to, of course, repeat what the salesperson said. And then I'm going to write on the board, after of course writing the date, I'm going to write the sequence, okay, the number of the sequence, the lesson, and I'm going to leave the title of the lesson empty. Then I'm going to write what the pupils told me. Go straight, turn left, then take the second turning left. Or go straight, turn right, then take the second turning left. Here, I write this example and I'm going to ask my pupils questions. Can you identify the verbs in this sentence? Where are the subjects? Why are they removed? What is the salesperson doing? How do we call this mode or this verb? When do we use this verb? Can of course rely on French in order to be able to answer this question, and of course I'm going to ask them, when do we use distance? When do we use the imperative mode? What about the word in blue? Then I finish with the imperative mode. I move to the ordinal number. What about the word in blue? What does it refer to? What comes before and after the second? They will say, of course, the first and the third. Where can you find these numbers? And of course, you're going to notice that these kind of numbers, we find them in the date, and you're going to help them here. Of course, it depends on the level of your pupils. you're going to help them. Just try to write 2 in a number and write ND, and they're going to recognize that they find this frequently in dates. How do we call these numbers? Ask questions. What is the title of today's lesson? So here you're going to interact with your pupils to make them deduce the rule. And you're going to explain. After interaction, we use the imperative mode to give a command, an order, directions, or instructions. Of course, I wanted to go beyond the mode, taking the imperative mode as a way of giving instructions only. I wanted to show them that the imperative mode, we can use it in other contexts. The verb is used without the subject. The implied subject is you. This verb has a negative form, also used without the subject. Go, not go. Take, not take. Teach, not teach. Explain, not explain. You're going to give them examples like drills. And of course, you're going to ask them to give you examples using very simple verbs. Okay, you're going to guide them, and then you're going to let them give you examples, and they have to give you as much as examples as they can in order to remember the structure. Then you're going to write, of course, the verbs, and you're going to write that the second is an ordinal number, and of course you're going to remind them that 1, 2, 3 are called cardinal numbers. This is just a review. I said don't insist too much on that, but you have to remind them. Then directly I move to practice. The first activity is going to be a form-based activity. This activity is very useful in this case of lessons. Why? Because your pupils are going to look for the subject, and they're going to recognize that there is no subject. Here I give very, very simple sentences, and of course I have introduced negative form too. The second activity, it is a meaning-based. It means your pupils are going to understand in order to do this activity. I have given them 6 words, and I have asked them to fill in the gaps with the right words. I gave them only 5 sentences, so they're going to omit 1 word. Then I move to the third activity, which is considered as a communicative activity. Here I ask them to give instructions to each situation, like they're going to read the situation and they try to give the instruction. I move to the use phase. In the use phase, I have tried to combine ordinal numbers and imperative in one activity, trying to make my pupils creative. Here I drew a table of 5 pupils, and I have introduced averages, each pupil with his or her average. Then I asked my pupils to order the pupils according to the averages from 1 to 5, and of course they're going to give an advice, give a piece of advice to Sarah, okay, who has got 9, to get better results. And here of course you have to help your pupils, because it's they are not going to give an advice just like that. They're going to rely on you, of course. Explain to them very well this activity, and you have to guide them, giving them ideas, okay, revising lessons, sleeping early, working hard, etc. That's all, my dear colleagues. If you have any questions, don't hesitate. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment and share. Take care of yourselves. Goodbye.